Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain, and 8 heads mounted on its necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. Before long, the night of the cursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the beast's cave in place of his beloved. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced, well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt toward Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying head, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow, but Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary. Channeling all his strength into his scarred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiranui had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, then closed his eyes and drifted off as if into slumber. Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it. Nagi's sword was christened Tsukuyomi and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi, the sword that banished the dreaded Orochi? No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale. Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds. Speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter this prayer unto me, and unleash my power. A horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. A tiny hamlet of Kamiki enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins. What's right, Sakuya? How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. What has transpired to bring about such a calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. My power has diminished over the years I've spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Amaterasu, now is the time. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become a beacon, become our hope as you guide us all. Okami Amaterasu. Ah, such divine white light, such beauty and grace. The only one capable of such a wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of all that is, Amaterasu. How delightful to see the Savior whose brave sacrifices sealed away the evil demons so many years ago has not changed one bit. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent as a statue brings happiness to my heart. Amaterasu? Gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to devious and vicious beasts. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon, but never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please use your powers to banish the darkness and punish those who would do us harm. What is this? Has something stolen its way into my robes? What on earth? You again? Oh! What are you, nuts? Boy, for such a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting, that's all. Were you napping my clothes again, Bug? Bug, I told you 1,000 times not to call me Bug. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Isun. Wandering artist Isun. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long till you're bowing before my great brush. Well, what do you think? Even cuter than the real thing, no? What's with you, Furball? You look kinda down in the dumps. Actually, you look kinda familiar. Got it, you look just like that statue of Shiranui. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? You crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in a wolf slobber. You'll regret messing with the great Isun. Don't make me use my prized sword, Denkomaru, against you. Oh, what's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? Oh, great Amaterasu. I've used all the power I have to protect Kamiki Village. The village lives on, their spirits lie encased in my fruit. Cut it free and the village will be reborn. I trust in you and know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world. The trees return to normal, huh? That Sakuya girl sure said some weird stuff. The villagers' spirits are being kept inside the fruit? That's the fruit. The girl said if you cut it down, the village will be restored. But it's awfully high up there. If you don't have some kind of special power, there's no way you're gonna reach it. This darkness is really getting to me, too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Holy Pablo Plays Okami. That was the lengthiest introduction ever. What in the world? There's something blocking the road leading back to the village. Am I still dreaming? Now, this is mostly going to be a Let's Play, even though it probably will turn into a walkthrough about 2 chapters from now, or episodes. Where are we? It got awfully quiet all of a sudden. I don't remember any place like this in the village. Well, we better keep our eyes peeled. You can use the right stick to look around. I'll change your point of view. Boy, you really look so helpless. You sure you're gonna be okay? Isun makes a compelling point, and thankfully, we're gonna be stuck with him for the rest of the game, and he is the best NPC that God has ever created. Hold on. This is an origin mirror. They say once your reflection appears on its surface, your memories will be stored in the mirror for all eternity. Well, to put it shortly, you can save your progress here. And let me give you a little advice. You should save a number of game files. That way you could always go back if you get stuck or something. Gotta be prepared, especially while you're still learning the ropes. Quite literally this YouTube channel. So yeah, I did have a number of save files earlier, but the audio was questionable, so we're just gonna pretend those don't exist. Look at all those pots just waiting to be smashed. Hyahs of intense joy in the background. If you bust them, there might be some good inside. Press Y to bust them with your head. Where'd he go, my furry friend? You can do that anytime you see something you can break. So, pots, some wood items, horses, you'll see, can all be broken. You can get an assortment of items from them. Holy smoke! That was one sweet wall jump you did there. First press the B to jump, then touching the wall you press the B again, but I guess you already knew that. They say good luck is found in high places, so keep your eyes peeled. We don't want to miss any treasure. So yeah, that, I had no idea that was a thing, but the original tutorial's actually down here. He seems just like, wow, that's really high up. Press B to jump again, and I discovered this on my last attempt of recording this with questionable audio. But chests can be bashed with your head. You can also use a variety of techniques on them. We'll get to that later. Obtained Holy Bone S. Amaterasu's favorite snack. Restores 3 units of solar energy. Solar energy is your health. We'll dabble with that a little bit more. Items also come in small, medium, or large. Big shocker, I know. Looks like the bridge is out. This shouldn't be so hard. Amaterasu, was it? That's kinda long. Mind if I call you Amy? Listen, Amy, ever heard of the spirits of the brush? Good brushwork has its own soul. At least that's what they say. Just watch me. It'd take all day to explain. The picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So yeah, Isun can draw things into existence. Like a bridge. Nice, huh? Just a little technique I've mastered called rejuvenation. It's one of many brush techniques that uses divine power. It's a brush god power that can restore missing or broken things. I've practiced real hard just to master this one technique, but there are 13. Soon, I got some bad news for you. There's more than 13. Each one is a power of one of the 13 brush gods. Originally, all 13 were a powerful deity. When the deity died, its power was split into 13 gods. The gods now dwell within objects all around us, but god or no god, how could anyone have the power to master all 13? He didn't look at the box art for this game. River of the Heavens. The River of the Heavens, huh? They mean that fabled Stardust River? But I sure don't see anything around here. Couldn't be that little puddle over there, could it? This little puddle? The only body of water that we can swim in without any sort of negative repercussions? Yeah, he means this one. Fortunately, we can't progress, so let's just explore around and see if we can find anything else. Whoa, look at the stars twinkle. I haven't seen such a beautiful nighttime sky in ages. Hey, look, are those stars forming a pattern, or is it just me? There's one missing. Guess I'll just draw the missing star. If only you could do that, the nighttime sky would be so much more pretty. Bah! Looks like I'm just not ready to draw missing stars. Press R to hold the brush, then Y to draw. I sure spent a heck of a lot of time practicing that. Well, it's just no use. I pressed the wrong button. So you have to press and hold the R button. They say press. I forgot. So yeah, this is your brushing, and we will be doing a lot of it. We can do all kinds of cool stuff, like drawing in missing stars. And we will be rewarded with cutscenes like this. Ah, if it isn't Amaterasu. I apologize for not contacting you sooner during these long years. Having never forgotten you, I, Yomigami, God of Restoration, have eagerly awaited this day when we could again meet. While you are away, the 13 spirits of the brush that you once possessed, including myself, have been scattered across this land of men, and now lie in disarray. I became a constellation and managed to survive until now. The time has come for you to seek out and reunite all the techniques. Your power is what's needed to restore this dried riverbed of the heavens and renew the flowings of Stardust. So we'll be collecting a lot of these. They say 13, it's really 12 constellations and a few other doohickeys. Wow, that was a Yomigami, the god of rejuvenation. Wait, so you have the power of rejuvenation now? Can you really use it to restore the river of the heavens? That would mean you were as good with a brush as yours truly. Nah, it couldn't be true. Who else could master this incredible god technique? He makes a compelling point. But yeah, we're going to be collecting all of the abilities, and they're all based off of the Lunar Zodiac. I'm fairly certain that's what the actual name is. River of the Heavens. Wonder if drawing some stardust would get the river flowing again. Nah, It's just one thing to fix a bridge, but a starry river? There's no way you could pull off a stunt like that. Ishun also makes a compelling point, but he is mortal. Whoa, a river of stardust. So this really must be the river of the heavens. But what I really want to know is who the heck drew the darn thing. It couldn't possibly be the only other person that's here. There is no way that it could possibly be me. Not a one. You obtained Astral Pouch. Look what you found, Furball. This Astral Pouch is amazing. It can swallow up lots of food. Then when it's full, it can revive its owner if he or she dies. Let's start feeding it with whatever food we can find around here. Yeah, it's a free revive. You can get a couple of these. You need 200 food in total to fill it. Some items will fill the pouch with 1, depending on the size. Fills it a little bit. Some items will fill it up a little bit more. But once you hit the 200 cap, you cannot... I don't think this game is fairly difficult, but if in the event, like, there are some bosses that just are ludicrous, and those are mostly endgame bosses. Against them, you might use one, but you're not in no rush to fill it up. If you want to, there's a good farming spot, but I'll show that later. And in here we have the most infuriating part of the run: stray beads. Find all stray beads and get a special reward. New Game Plus, and there are 99 of these guys. I'm not ready for 99 of them, but because I am someone who doesn't understand what common sense is, I'm going to try and get all 99 of them. Excuse me. Anyway, there's not really much more for us to do right now. There's just one other thing up here, and then we gotta backtrack and save the world. Is this the legendary shrine? We must be in the cave of Nagi. The legendary hero Nagi is enshrined here. He vanquished evil 100 years ago with the help of the White Wolf Shiranui. First the River of Heavens, and now this place. Where the heck are we, Furball? Boy, this place is a wreck. See? The sword is in really bad shape. The gods sure didn't do much to protect this place. I don't think gods are obligated to protect. That was terrible. I knew it. You can't handle a little brush. Now try again. Draw once more carefully. What's... Please. Please. Come on. There we go. I drew the sea and everything, and it didn't show up. That really was your brush work all this time. How'd you get so good exactly? Who are you anyway? Hey, there's another constellation. This one looks like a rat. Wait, so just drawing the stars. Some of them are missing more stars, so we'll just be drawing more stars. But, I mean... Oh no, putting in one more dot. So, I'm gonna skip this dialogue. He basically says the same thing. He just gives us... Each of the gods will say the same thing. They'll just give us a different technique. He gives us Power Slash, which allows you to cut rocks. I didn't think you had it in you, Furball. I'm not even in the same league as you. Guess I really overestimated myself. Hey, Furball. Amaterasu. I've made up my mind. If you're Shiranui Reborn, then that means you can master all 13 techniques, right? In that case, I think I'll tag along until I'm as good as you. Lucky you. We are fortunate to have you soon. It's no use trying to change my mind. There's no stopping me once I've made a decision. But enough about me. Now that you've mastered the power slash, you can cut down that thing Sakuya was talking about. Let's go back and give it a shot. Fortunately, some quests will give you an arrow to follow. It's not really necessary, I don't think, but maybe I've played this game a few too many times that I more or less know where I'm going. What the? Where'd they come from? Oh, whatever. Draw first, ask questions later, right? You know that divine instrument you have on your back? Well, press the Y button to use its power against them. Yep, we're attacking them with a mirror. Amy, look! Once you cut them off guard and turn them black and white, excuse me, they're easy prey for your brush no matter how nasty they are. Grab your brush and give them a power slash. We're not going to do that just yet. Does that do that? Demon Fangs are a collectible, sort of. It's like another form of currency. You can use these to buy things that you wouldn't normally. Don't make a big deal of... I messed that up. Don't make a big deal of collecting these until you know if there's something that you want to get. There's no rush to do it, and I will be doing most of the grinding off screen because Yen and Demon Fangs are really good. Oh, okay, they're not good. The items you can get with them are good. There's some speedrun strat where you can skip one of the next encounter up here. I don't know how that works though. I guess it means you probably have to be in the trigger. Anyway, these green imps, just beat them up. Take their lunch money. And that little red thing in the, like, the silhouette, the black and red silhouette, that is an extra defense that you can get. You can get up to 3 of them. It goes red, yellow, green. The higher it is, the less damage, the more hits you can naturally deflect. The more hits you naturally deflect, you know, the more better. It increases with how many consecutive attacks you get off. And as far as I am aware, because I don't do any research on this game, the damage, it doesn't matter how far apart the damage is, so long as it's just consecutive attacks. We're gonna take the shortcut, save us a whole 2 seconds. I mean, probably not, but, you know. Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic for just a second now. I never get tired of those cutscenes, it's so gorgeous. Wow, the village has been restored. Sakuya came through big time. She really was protecting the village. But I sure wish I could have spent some more time in her kimono. If you know what I mean. But seriously, with monsters running around and all, the village could still be in danger. Let's go see how they're all doing down there. Well, that will be part of our next adventure in episode 2. I've been the Holy Pablo, and take it easy. Peace.